President Obama's basically saying the other day, and I have audio of it. I'll play it probably later in the program. But he was in Cleveland, in fact, and during a Q&A, Obama acknowledged that he should have shut down Guantanamo Bay on day one. Now, what he ended up doing was basically trying to go through a congressional process. And he now concedes that was a mistake. They had, again, and this is sort of goes to what our conversation was last week about Dan Pfeiffer coming out and saying, we followed the wrong strategy for the first 3-4 years of our administration where we thought we could work with Republicans. And it, again, in some way, and there's not enough being written about this as far as I'm concerned, by all those people who are telling us that he was practicing 11-dimensional chess. This is the only thing that they can do. This is the only move. His hands are tied. The bottom line is he could have done it on day one, but instead they took just a huge detour, and I think this is the most charitable reading, frankly, a huge detour by trying to fix the process in Washington rather than just get things done.
Right. No, I think it's right. I don't know what else to say. I wish that on his first day and right away he had closed Gitmo. I think certainly we've talked before about some ways in which I think he was very conciliatory in the beginning, and I think this would probably fall into that too. He had a lot of political power, and there's different ways you can use that, and there's some things you could do. I don't think even that one would have been hugely controversial, considering some of the support he would have had on the Republican side. At least I think there would have been, let's put it this way, especially after that kind of a victory, and there was still, every 2 years we lose more and more.
Right, and it's not like he didn't run on it.
Right, there are more and more people we lose who are moderate on foreign policy. One of the ones I think of right away who was one of the people that sort of stood up and opposed Bolton being in there was Ohio's senator at the time, George Voinovich, who was considered to be very much in the tradition of sort of Ohio Republicanism, a little more restrained, let's say, in foreign policy. And I think he's the kind of guy who maybe could have been brought aboard for something like that, and there could have been others. And so I wish he did that. I think that's one worth putting the pedal to the metal and taking your political capital out for a ride. And, I wish he had done that.
Indeed.